Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is January 13th, 2022, and this is episode 460. Hey, today we're looking at The Scorched. It comes out from Image Comics. This is a number one in this series, and it comes in at a whopping $5.99. Now, you may say that's a lot for a spawned book series, but I want to mention that there is, I want to say like 46 pages of content in this, so it is well worth the $5.99, considering a lot of books are $3.99 and $4.99, and you're getting just about 20 pages. So for $5.99, you get 46 pages, and the art in it is very good. I really like this story. This is a recommend. We're on the cover here. We have Jessica Priest, I believe her name is, and she is in her, I can't even think of it, Lady Spawn, I think that's the name of her. I can't remember. I'm not a real big Spawn reader. The ones I have read have been very good, though, and the art has always been top-notch. And the story in this one, it's pretty good. I think it's good enough to give it a recommend. The Scorched is a group of spawns that are together for the first time, apparently, and acting as, how should we say this, like an Avengers type group. So they're trying to work together. Jessica Priest is trying to she's the leader of the group. She's got these people together, trying to get them all to work together, and we'll go through to see who is in this group of Spawn Avengers. First of all, let's take a quick look to see who has worked on this. The script, the plot, is by Sean Lewis, Todd McFarlane, and also contributing additional dialogue. The art on this is Steven Segovia and Paulo Seguria. I'm sorry if I'm butchering those. The colors are Ulysses Areola and Nikos Koutsis, as well as Peter Steigerwald doing the cover of the colors, and FCO Placicia is doing the cover, Dave McCraig. Now, I don't know if those are variant covers. That's why they're kind of in white here. The lettering is And World Design. The cover artist is Todd McFarlane on the one we have here, and then there's these other artists doing the variant covers. Creative director Todd McFarlane. Editor is Thomas Healy. So for $5.99, you get a nice Todd McFarlane drawing, and I think this is a really pretty good cover for the A cover, considering. Okay, and so the story is pretty interesting. It's almost written, in my opinion, like a biblical text. So, but it's easy to understand. It's not full of thous and theys and shall nots and things like that. It's just when they're doing the narrative here, it is kind of follows along that line. And it's interesting enough is one of the opponents they come up against seems to be a Russian cult that is based on some kind of biblical passage. Now you can see here we've got medieval Spawn, we've got gunslinger Spawn, and there's Jessica Priest in her human form. They are protecting these two Russian gals here. And this is kind of present. And then we're going to jump back on a flashback in a second here and how it all started. So we get Redeemer Spawn up there. And what's interesting, I got a sense more of what these characters are like. Like the medieval Spawn seems to be kind of very cooperative, I should say. Where Gunslinger Spawn seems like he's more antsy. He wants to do things on his own. He's hard to convince to go along, but eventually does usually. And then Redeemer is his own kind of angelic type Spawn instead of perhaps more of a Hellspawn. If there's such a thing, I don't know. I might be making this up. So they break into the headquarters of this Russian group, this Russian sect, And before they can initiate their plan, I believe it's that we'll find out who shot this leader here. Yep, it's Lady Spawn with her sniper rifle, as seen there, and you can see there's the Redeemer and the introductions here, medieval, and also boy, looks like regular Spawn actually, and there's medieval Spawn. So I'm looking for Gunslinger Spawn, but I don't see him right here. But he does show up eventually. So you can see this is a really bloody issue too. I mean, they are just, look at this. There's stuff like this all through it. It's a pleasure to read. It's just so much fun, so much fantasy, so much immersion in this copy. And I'm not going to tell you the whole story here, but like I said, they're out to protect those two girls. That's kind of a side thing. They're actually trying to find Plague Spawn and release him. And I think now that I've read this, I read this a while ago, that the Gunslinger Spawn kind of comes in a little bit later. They've asked him to show up. So they've wiped out this headquarters. They decide to use this headquarters as for their own, and so that's why they got to clean it up. And Medieval Spawn's not too happy about it because he's doing most of the work. But we get these great spreads throughout here that they're just amazing. We get to see a little bit of just about everything here, you know. Just really cool stuff. And here's Gunslinger Spawn with his own Hell Dogs. He's fighting his own little battle. I totally forgot about this part. These locusts that are part of another being, they come together and become these like werewolf creatures. So it's all pretty cool. There they are, the locusts all together in these werewolf type cowboy things, and they come after Spawn, and Spawn just blasting away. I say werewolf, I think they're werewolf. I could be wrong on that. They're also these locust creatures. But it's just a lot of fun, just a lot of cool comic drawing throughout this. I was really impressed with this. I'm not a big Spawn fan. I think if you've seen the Spawn movie, you'd be able to handle this pretty easily. There's enough, they do a good enough job of introducing the characters and giving a little backstory on them that I don't think you'd be totally lost if you didn't know anything about Spawn. And of course, they're up against this giant creature that they must all take down. Just really cool stuff. Look at that. And there will be a Scorched too, because this was, when I was reading this, it was kind of ambiguous whether or not that was the end or there was more to come. But apparently there is a Scorched too, and we'll take a look at that cover. You can see his dog slurping up the dead locusts or whatever it was, or the people that are burning. Just crazy stuff. It's just great. And there's Lady Priest talking Gunslinger into joining them. And there they go off together. And Scorched is the name of their unit. There you go. Now they go through a dossier of some people here. She's one of the girls that they're going to save, Odessa Turgenev. And here's some of there's Plague Spawn that they're going to try to save. And here's the evil Russian general that they're going to be up against. So just really cool stuff. Now there's another artist that comes in at one point through this. So it was a little confusing on who the girls were because they kind of changed the hairstyle. So the girl with the ponytail here suddenly gets like this kind of short-haired clipped look. And I think that's our main character, the main ones they're trying, Odessa. So look at this spread. I mean, this is just, let me see if I get that glare away. I apologize. I mean, just full of just carnage and death and destruction and just full on Spawn. Look at the Redeemers up there blasting away. Just all of them in there doing their thing. And you get these nice panels, nice sequential art here. And there's Lady Spawn taking out some guy. I mean, they're just ruthless the way they're taking things down here. Oh, look at that. Gunslinger's just ripping open one of the werewolves' heads. And Gunslinger's very ruthless in this. More ruthless than the other three put together, I'd say. Does all kinds of weird stuff. But you can see the detail in this, too. It's just so nice. It's just incredibly. And it does have its little sexy parts in there, too. We have Lady Spawn, we have the girls in their underwear. And they tell a little bit of their backstory as well, which is pretty cool. Now, look at this stuff. Got the Redeemer peeping through one of the holes that they've blasted through, and you just see all of them standing there. Just great stuff. For $5.99, I mean, if Marvel was doing this, this would probably be like a $9.99 book, honestly. Or DC, one of those, they'd ratchet up the price quite a bit. The art in this is just really nice. Just really, really nice. You can see the brutality of the Russians here. You'll see the brutality of the spawn creatures as well, which is really cool. And look at this. Oh, this is so cool. There's your plague spawn making its appearance there. Look at that. Just wonderful. I know I'm sounding a little ghoulish here, but I was really, I wasn't expecting that much. And then we get all this. So we got I think 46 pages, and I'm not including these type of pages either. These black pages, title pages. So you can see it's quite the outing. If you do decide to go onto this, and I think you might if you like Spawn at all. If you want to see it, there's a little bit of word about from Todd McFarlane in here. And how's it going? He's talking about the 4 number 1s they've launched this year. I think it was like Spawn's Universe, King of Spawn, the Scorched. Maybe that was last year. This is this year. The Scorched is this year. I can't think of what else. Gunslinger, maybe. And here is issue number 2. So take a look at this. Redeemer. That is a nice shot there. Coming out next month, February 2022. And, recommend all the way. So, there you have it. The Scorched, issue number 1, a recommend. Thanks for stopping by and listening to me talk about this book and give the review on it. As always, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.